You've just completed a proper winter mission. Both you and your bike are covered in the remnants of road scrunch.
Filthy.
It's at this critical moment that we have one simple decision to make that can have dramatic effects on how our bike feels to us and how we feel to our bikes. Clean the bike now, clean the bike later. This is a choice that's gonna make your bike go from neglectable to respectable. Back in the year I was a bike messenger in San Francisco. I rode every day in all conditions, and I never once paid no mind to the care and maintenance of my bike. And boy, did my gear and performance suffer. 20-year-olds are the worst. So today's objective is to share the tricks and tips I've learned over the years for maintaining my bike to keep it running smooth and lasting way longer. I like to think of the cleanliness of your bike as a metaphor for life. If this is a cleaned, well-oiled machine, everything should be looking up. If this is a noisy, hot mess, I can only imagine what everything else looks like. To get your life back on track, start with cleaning the bike. The thing about cleaning is I kind of don't like these. Oh yeah, that's good. It's a balance between effort and time. The more often you do it, the less effort it is. The less often you do it, the more effort it is. It's just how you choose to distribute. But the more often it's done, in general, the easier it is on your gear. This is especially true for bikes. First things first, I never really want to do this, but I found that it's pretty essential, is get rid of any bags or things that can come off. If you don't take these things off, they get real grimed up and it is worth the effort. But if you're in a super rush, you can leave them on. I don't mind. All right, which soap do you use? There's two avenues you can go down. My preferred method is Finish Line Super Bike Wash. This stuff works surprisingly well. In fact, the directions say spray on liberally and rinse. You don't even have to rinse the bike first. You just spray it on and rinse it off. I'm telling you, I didn't believe this for the longest time, but it works. The one caveat, if your bike is super filthy, spray off the extra chunky and then use your Super Bike Wash. Super Bike Wash, I kind of like that. And the dirtbag alternative is Dawn dish soap in a spray bottle. I use it the exact same as the Super Bike Wash. Just spray it on, rinse it off. This stuff does surprisingly well cutting grease. In fact, I learned about this stuff from watching different mechanics online. We don't even use this in the house. This is just for the bike. Super pro move, this on most stuff. I'll use this where the chain hits the chain stays and just any spot that has tough grease. Sometimes on the cranks. Oh, you'll know. If you've got any pro tips, let us know down below. Let the hive mind do its thing. And I suggest just buy the concentrate of the Super Bike Wash and put it in your own spray bottle. It's that much more cost effective. And to get a deep clean going, there's a few simple tools that really help. One of them is a tire, what is this thing? This is for cleaning car wheels. It's great. The bristles are soft. It does a great job on the frame. This is by far the pro move, a double bucket. One side clean water, one side soapy water. Start with the soap, wash the frame, clean it off in the clean, put it back in the soap, continue on. That one took me years to figure out. And a firm long bristle thing. This is for drivetrain stuff. Very helpful. And to spray it down, brass connectors are a real helpful addition. They really do make all the difference. And use a nice fan when you're spraying off the bike. Nothing too high pressure. You don't want to drive that grime further into the bike. You just want to spray it off. And it helps to spray from top to bottom. Oh, hold on, you got a little... And don't forget those rotors. Spin the cranks, move the wheels. There's a lot of hidden parts. All right, we're all rinsed up. Only a few more steps to go. And I've got a trick that occasionally makes sense to skip these next two steps that I'll tell you about in just a second. You ever been on a ride and had some knucklehead in a car almost take you out? You ever wonder what you would actually do if you got injured or worse? Like, who do you call? What do you do? Lo and behold, our plea for cycling advocacy have been answered by a passionate, dedicated group of cyclists known simply as Bicycle Law. They provide legal resources to individual cyclists and cycling clubs, even if they don't stand to make much money, because they value helping cyclists, which they see as helping the community and helping the planet. They're thinking big picture. So the lawyers figured it out. I would have thought the beekeepers. So the move is to put their number in your phone, 866-VELO-LAW. And you can just screen grab this, and hopefully you'll never have to use it. But if you do, there's no risk. They're not gonna charge you to see if they can help out or not. No funny business. I'll also put their link below. And shout out Bicycle Law for looking out for us. They're like our litigious guardian angels. Can we legally say that? I didn't understand the importance of this step until talking to several different professionals. And that's to degrease your chain and your drivetrain. This can be done a few different ways. And if you wax your chain, maybe just burn some sage and hope for the best. The down and dirty method is WD-40. Oops. The convenient pro version is a speed chain degreaser. You can also use an eco degreaser, which is a little bit more elbow grease, but better for the planet. And if you're in a pinch, you can always just use Dawn. It's not gonna work as well, but use what you got. And this is where the grunge brush comes into play. This thing is great for cleaning the chain, and this side is perfect for the drivetrain. I use this much more than I expected. Eco degreaser you gotta spray off. But the speed degreaser you don't. I'll put links down below. All right, dried off. I like to bounce it around to get the water off of the spots that I can't reach with the towel, and then I'll towel it off. 2 towels is best, but you don't even have to do this if you don't really want to. We're gonna need to re-lube our chain, but before we do that, you're gonna wanna make sure your chain is dry. So either use an old rag or a shop towel to do this. For lube, just a basic all-purpose turbine oil works fine. If you wanna get fancy and use the bike stuff, that's fine too. I like to put it on both sides of the chain, and if you've ever wondered, around 5 rotations is a good reference point. Let it sit for a little while, and then wipe off any excess. I like to add a little bit of oil to the pulley wheel and the pedals. I don't know if it helps, it just makes me feel good. And if you end up with grease on your hands from any of these steps, just use a little Dawn. Cuts it right off. It's amazing. There's actually a product that combines the degreasing and the lubricating stage. It's called One Step from Finish Line, and it does a pretty good job. But be warned, this is a commuter grade approach. I don't suggest doing this on the regular to your nice rig. This is one of those convenience meets quality kind of a things. Super convenient, kind of low quality. But there's a time and a place. If it's a cold, wet Monday, I guarantee you I'm using this. Or if you're camping or out in the field, this is great. Super convenient. All right, your rig's all dialed in. The last thing we gotta do is check out this video, which explains why I don't have to do any maintenance to my wheels or bottom bracket. Magic, science.